John Kasich taking home all 66 delegates in Ohio, up for grabs, of course, in his home state there. That is a key block that complicates Donald Trump's march towards clinching the nomination. So for more on this, let's go to Cincinnati. The chairman of the Ohio Hamilton County Republican Party is with us. That is the city of Cincinnati. He's a member of the Board of Elections in that city. And tonight he was also elected as a Kasich delegate to the Republican convention. And he is Alex Triantafilou, who is on the telephone with us now. Alex, first, congratulations on your victory tonight.
Well, thank you very much, Eric. It was an exciting night in Ohio tonight.
You know, in July, though, you're going to drive, what, 250 miles north to Cleveland. What do you think will happen when you get to that convention? Is it going to be chaos? Is it going to be brokered? Or do you think potentially Donald Trump will have that magic 1,237 to get the nomination?
Well, I think Donald Trump's path got a little bit harder tonight, given Governor Kasich's win in Ohio. So, you know, I'm not sure what to expect in July when we go up there, but we'll be ready to do our responsibility as delegates, and that is select the nominee. It should be interesting.
Talk about selecting a nominee tonight. Some people are saying, well, John Kasich, no matter how notable he is or accomplished, he's still somewhat of a spoiler. I mean, Donald Trump could have taken it all this evening had it not been for your candidate. What's your reaction to that he's just being like a blocker, temporarily blocking the front runner?
Well, you know, look, Governor Kasich has a great story to tell the American people, and a lot of us feel like he hasn't had a chance to really do that yet because of all the noise created in this race. So we think Governor Kasich is going to take his record to the rest of the country and talk about what he's done here in Ohio. It's been a great success. I'll also tell you, Eric, that to win the presidency, you have to win Ohio, and John Kasich has never lost an election in this state. So if Republicans are interested in winning Ohio and winning the presidency, John Kasich would be a fine choice.
Well, you've got the race going out west. You got Arizona and Utah in the coming week, but then you kind of go more toward what potentially could be more moderate states that could be more in line with Ohio. You got Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. In fact, tomorrow Governor Kasich is going to Philadelphia to put a big focus on Pennsylvania. Do you see a potential that he could have more openings there, that this race could potentially turn more his way because of the way the electoral map is laid out?
Yeah, I think you've said it perfectly, Eric. I think that's what could happen here, and I think what we think might happen. I think after tonight's big win, Governor Kasich will have an opportunity here to go forward and get more attention and talk more about his record and to talk about real solutions and not be negative and not play in the sandbox the way that we've seen these guys play so far. So I think that those states are going to give him a real opportunity to pick up more delegates and make this thing much more interesting.
What's interesting is Ohio's an open state, so Democrats could have voted for Trump. So why do you then think that your governor did so well?
Well, I'll tell you, he had a great ground game here. The grassroots effort for Governor Kasich was outstanding. And I'll tell you the other thing, Eric, we had a huge turnout in Ohio tonight. In my county alone, it's the biggest turnout we've had in over 40 years of voting.
Now, so, Donald Trump will say it's because of him.
Well, you know what? He may be right, but some of that may be pro-Trump. Some of it may be, anti-Trump. Look, I mean, we'll fall in, me especially as a Republican, I'm going to fall in and support whoever the nominee is. But right now, we're having a pretty spirited contest. And the voters are very interested in what the Republicans are doing, and I think that bodes well for us in November.
Would you potentially support Donald Trump? I mean, Governor Kasich's already said no way he's going to potentially be a vice president under Mr. Trump.
Eric, if he's a nominee of the Republican Party, I absolutely will support him, and there's nobody on the Democrat side that would ever get my vote. So I would enthusiastically support the Republican nominee, whoever that is.
And finally, Alex, in a way, maybe some would say you're a member of the establishment, head of or a member of the Board of Elections in Cincinnati, longtime chairman of the Republican Party there. So how do you deal with the Trump candidacy? There is so much against it in the Republican establishment. How can you come to terms potentially with that if indeed he is the nominee?
You know, if he's the nominee, we'll reach out and we'll talk about our success in winning elections and what we have to offer to the campaign. And, the one thing that'll bring us all together will be the idea that Hillary Clinton could go back to the White House, Eric. None of us want that. So I think we'll ultimately come together. Right now, we're divided. We're going to continue that way for a while until we get a nominee. But I think we're going to come together, and I'm happy to support whoever that nominee might be. And tonight it was a good night for Governor Kasich, and we'll see what happens the rest of the way.
You guys going off to Pennsylvania tomorrow, so we'll see how this plays out. Alex Triantafilou, chairman of the Hamilton County Board of the Republican County, also a member of the Board of Elections in Cincinnati, who was elected tonight I guess in a sense, as a delegate to the convention, thank you for joining us at this late hour.
Enjoyed it very much, Eric. Take care.